Funky's World. This is our genealogy video. I want to very quickly explain to you, genealogy is becoming a monopoly. Ancestry is gobbling everybody up. They're leaving the names alone. Like they've gobbled up Find a Grave, Roots Web, things like that, and they're leaving their free stuff free on those sites so far. And therefore it's becoming a monopoly. What is a monopoly? Well, in the United States, in a capitalist country, in a democracy, it's not supposed to be allowed. Because Mr. Fitzpatrick, Mr. Jones, Mr. Thompson should all be able to make widgets and sell widgets. That being said, some executive at Mr. Thompson's company can't take his trade secrets over to Mr. Fitzpatrick. But that's something entirely different. There are no trade secrets here. We're talking about genealogy databases being gobbled up. And it was the same thing with telephone. You know, you had the 10-10-220 thing in that space of time when they first demonopolized telephone. Television's still a monopoly in the sense that if you take, I'm going to make this as short and sweet as possible, someone with a large group around him, like a Jim Bob Duggar, and he's got 19 kids. If he owns a specific kind of business, and each of his children go out and open up basically the same business, to me those are franchise under his umbrella. Those are franchises to me. And that's kind of what happened with cable. Spectrum bought up Comcast, they bought up Xfinity. Well, first Comcast bought up Xfinity, and then Spectrum came along and bought up both of them. And it's a matter of nomenclature and geography. Nomenclature being naming, geography, where you live. That's all it is. It's all Spectrum. And it shouldn't be allowed. They're getting away with monopolizing by names alone. And it's their way of getting you stuck with certain cable and certain internet. Because you don't have a choice. It's either the local telephone company or the local internet company, depending on your geography, for internet and television. Unless you want to go all streaming. You can do that. Or you can go to satellite. However, satellite is either Dish Network or DirecTV, and guess what? They bought each other up. They're under the same umbrella. It's the same company. So, it's a monopoly, one way or the other. But it's not considered a monopoly because you have the two choices between cable and satellite and whatever. So, that's how they get away with it. And that's how Ancestry gets away with it online. It's a name game. Anyway, so, I have several links. Now, my Google will not let me get into Elephant, which is based off the memory of an elephant. That's where they get the name for it. It's a database of newspapers, online newspapers. Google Cache, C-A-C-H-E. That word, if you're unfamiliar with it, means it's a group of stuff all put together. A group of one type of object or thing all put together. In computer language, it is the memory of every place that you've been. A little piece of it sticks around so that your computer can load it faster next time. If you let it. You can turn it off by going incognito mode if you don't want everything to be cached, which will save you space in your computer and speed, to not have everything cached, or to have your cache automatically empty itself every so many days is good. But Google keeps its own cache. So websites that are gone, you can get the cached version on Google, the picture of it, basically. So I haven't checked that out yet. Unfortunately, Roots Web has been gobbled up by Ancestry. So a lot of their stuff is just that, it's cached, it's frozen in time. So that sucks. There is Access Genealogy and the American History and Genealogy Project, which is similar to the GenWeb. There's Genealogy Trails, also similar to the GenWeb. If you go to the National Archives, they have a whole section for genealogists. I Dream of Genealogy is idreamof.com. I haven't been there yet. Being left-handed is kind of a challenge doing this. Okay, I do genealogy free databases. Okay. They have free databases. That's good. So they're not swallowed up, I don't think. The way to find out is go down to the bottom, find out who owns it. Okay, all rights reserved to I Dream of Genealogy. That's good. That's what you want to see. And here's all the newest free databases over here on the side. That's great. I like that for DNA. You're not dealing with a monopoly, so you can get your DNA any way you please. So I'm definitely going to leave idreamof.com in the links. I also want to talk to you about photo websites, Dead Fred and Ancient Faces. Those websites can help you identify pictures. They can even help you find pictures that you didn't know were out there of your ancestors that people put up and go, who the heck is this? And you go, looks awfully familiar. And you start looking around and you realize that that's your, Uncle John 3 times removed. Well, not 3 times removed. You're like 3rd grade Uncle John or something. You're like, holy cow. And you can get in contact with people, I think, and actually get physical copies of pictures. That's one of the reasons that people put them out on these sites. The Bureau of Land Management has land records. I am not sure whether they have land records in people's names or not. I'm not sure exactly how that works. Let's check out Access Genealogy. I want to leave that one open. ACCESS Oops. There. Added an extra. Okay, they have free databases as well. Again, a trick on these sites. Please let me in. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Is to go to the bottom and look at the copyright. Yep. Home of Free Genealogy. I'll definitely add this one. Goldenrod. Ugh, allergies. Anyway, oh wow, Cambridge, Massachusetts directories. And you have different states over on the side. Let's see, they have DNA, databases, military, Native American, vitals, cemeteries, black genealogy. I personally think the Freedmen's is the best way to go for black genealogy. New Horizons genealogy. I don't know whether that's a pay site or not. Okay. I'm going to slide down to the bottom. Okay, they're their own thing. Oh well. sort of. I think they work with MyHeritage. I mean, they have their. And please be careful on the sides of a lot of websites. If it says public record search and gives you a place for a first and a last name, look down below and make sure it's not been verified. It says the Barber Collection, cemetery, census, church, all the typical stuff that you would expect to see, which is good. I haven't had enough time to play with that one to really know. RootsWeb has been, like I said, swallowed up by Ancestry, and unfortunately it's sitting in a situation of staleness where, and it says right on it, everything is frozen in time, can't be changed or added to or modified. It's like, really? So oh, come on. Is Tori and Genia. Okay, here we go. Click. American History and Genealogy Project, and that is brought to you by Poof. Oh, People of One Fire. Oh, neat. Okay. It hasn't been updated since 17 February 2020, which is not good, but literally 4 years ago. So think about that too. And you can find that at the bottom as well sometimes, the last time it was updated. Genealogy's copyright was updated in 2022, but that doesn't mean that was the last time the site was updated. Actually, hard to say, because it looks like last July was the last time it was updated. I think Dead Fred is hilariously funny, because the title of Dead Fred, I think, comes from the comedy film Drop Dead Fred, which, if you're not familiar with Drop Dead Fred, check it out. Check it out with your kids, because it is hilarious. A woman grows up, and her imaginary friend Fred shows back up in her life. He's following her around. He's driving her absolutely nuts. And she must tell him to drop dead Fred a number of times, which is where the title of the picture comes from. And I think that's tongue-in-cheek where they took the title of the genealogy picture site from. It's from the motion picture, Drop Dead Fred. I think that was one of... Hold on. I don't want to say it was Jennifer Connelly, but I think it was. Drop Dead Fred. Let's see. Oh, no, Phoebe Cates. It's from 1991. They call it a black comedy. No, it's not about mental health. Yes, it's okay for kids. I don't see why they're saying it wouldn't be appropriate. But anyway, that's just my opinion. the woman moved back in with her mom, and that's how she ended up back with Fred. Anyway, so I personally thought it was a good movie. I didn't see anything wrong with it. It was hilarious. It was 1991, so I was, how old was I? 17. So I'm not sure how many adults would enjoy it, although my mother enjoyed it. It was silly, you know? So I think, like I said, that's where Dead Fred came from. The idea for the title of the site. See if this will let me into Dead Fred. Dead Fred, genealogy, family history photos. Yep, no problem. If I go down here, it's still its own place, which is good. When was the last time this sucker was updated? I think because it's run by people, it's not, you know what I mean? It's crowdsourced. It's not one of those things that's gonna go. And you can search by surname if people knew the names on the pictures, things like that. So I'll definitely add that to the list in the links. I don't know how people show you their computer screens perfectly on other genealogy videos. I really don't know how that works. I need to research that because that would make these videos a lot better. So let me write that down. Because I'm not sure how people do it. I know a few tricks for different things, thanks to my relationship with treasure hunting with Jeebus. They have been beyond helpful to me in growing my sites, in growing my, my channels. I couldn't have grown my channels without their assistance. So the Desperate Genealogist Idea Book. That's so cool. And they have searchable databases too, with records and all sorts of things. That's cool. So anyway, I do Genealogy, Dead Fred. Those will both go. I'm going to check out Ancient Faces while I'm here. ANCIENT FACES. I think it's similar to Dead Fred. Yeah. Share memories, 100% free. Boop. I'm trying to get to the bottom here. To find out for sure who runs it, but it's not cooperating with me. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Back to top. Anyway, yeah, free family-friendly community. Okay, definitely going to do that one too. So I'll leave those open. I love to be able to give you free sites that are hopefully not connected with anybody else, that are going to say, well, it's free here, but if you really want to see the actual record, you've got to go over here behind this paywall. Hate that. It's important to me when I find a free site and then it says, but if you want to actually see this record, you need to go behind this paywall over here. No! No, no, no. That's the reason I look for free sites, because I don't want to go behind your paywall. Yes, I use Ancestry. That's a paywall. I understand that. But Ancestry has so much going on. We used to use it back when it was free. Ancestry's been around for close to 30 years now, believe it or not. It's been around since dial-up. In fact, back in the days of dial-up, we had gone to the Maine State Archives. And they gave my mother a dial-up phone number to use from her dial-up modem, and a way to do it, to search their databases through her dial-up modem on her computer. And it worked great. So there were places you could do. Now you don't have to do that, go through all that trouble. But back then, that's how you did it. And they gave it to her. It was free. You just dialed up and, you know, it went, you know, dial-up sound, if you're not familiar. And it brought you straight to their databases. It was the predecessor to online databases. And for a place like Maine to be at the forefront of something like that is amazing when you think about it. And I don't say that because I think Maine is uneducated. I say that, you know, because I know of a lot of people, particularly in my own family, who were quite educated, who were from Maine. I say that because Maine, well, its location, it doesn't have a lot of major technology. It doesn't have a lot of it's a little, you would think it would be behind other states. You would think places like, you know, California and New York and big places like that would be, you know, first in line. Now New York is still working on their online databases. I mean, hello! But you definitely want to get free virtual library cards. That's one of the biggest helps you can get. Free virtual library cards. Because they will help you get into newspapers and other archive types that are held in and have been databased on library websites. I have Worcester, which I use in any library around here because we have a conglomeration system, a library system called CW Mars, which is the Central Worcester basically it's the association of libraries in this particular geographic zone. We also have access to the one in Western Massachusetts, to their zone. And I have a Boston Public Library card, which gives me access to their databases. You can also end up getting what are pay sites, like MyHeritage, for instance, absolutely free with those library cards. Be careful, though, because some of those library cards only work if you live there. like Connecticut. So, does you no good to get one. And most of those are completely free. A library card is typically free. Unless you're going to the God-free library, because they are a genealogy society, and they were our chosen society because they were recognized in Connecticut, and we could actually look at the records at Town Hall in Connecticut. So, and they had a decent website as well. So, definitely think about those things. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. I've got these links in the background so I do not forget to put them up with the video. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get these in editing. Go ahead and do that Kid Missing Radio. So, be looking for that. Bye, guys. God bless you. And please let me know, by the way, if you want me to put them on this channel as well as over on Kid Missing, because I will. I'll make a new playlist and put them over here. Anyway, I'm less than 30% power yet again. These are not charging well. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.